This is part 2 of my introduction video. In this video I'm going to go through the rest of the engines that I have built and let each run for a minute or so. I'll let you see it as it's running, and if I can think of any comments while they're running, I'll go ahead and say them. The next engine I built was this one in front of me now. You probably can't see it well now, but I'll show a little bit better picture of it here. This is the MK1. I found this online from a British website and downloaded the plans, was all excited to build it, and then I looked at it a little closer and everything was in metric. So I converted it to in my CAD program to English dimensions, or excuse me, not English, SAE dimensions, and made my own drawings, and I worked from them. It's basically the same engine that was in the on the website. I'll put a link to that website on, in the description for you. After I did the MK1, I modified it a bit, kind of made it my own design. It's a little taller. This one is a double acting instead of a single acting, so the air pressure pushes the cylinder both directions. And about this time I was having a difficult time finding brass. Can't get it locally, so everything was mail order, and then of course you got to pay for the shipping. But I went to the local steel metals supplier in town, and I bought a bunch of aluminum. So I started making things out of aluminum. This is my aluminum wobbler, and after I built the engine, I was on another website, which I'll also try and include in the description, and I saw that the guy there had built a drop hammer. So I took his drawing, and after converting it to SAE dimensions, I simplified it a little bit, and here it is. So this will be my aluminum wobbler running my aluminum drop hammer. The hammer and anvil on this thing are steel. Pretty much everything else is aluminum with some brass, and the flywheel and pulley on the hammer were made from 12L14 steel. This is the aluminum wobbler engine, which driving the drop hammer. I have two hammers for this. Here's the other one. Now, after I finished the aluminum wobbler, I decided I wanted a little bit more of a challenge. I got in a hold of some brass and worked on this, decided to put together a vertical spool valve single acting engine. Had a few problems building it, but it does run. It runs fairly well. I do have trouble with it working itself out of time every now and then, but it runs pretty well, and I learned a lot by building this thing. Things that I have been able to carry on to the next engines that I built. But after this one, I decided to simplify things a little bit. This is the single acting slide valve engine. Mainly brass. After I built the spool valve engine, I decided I would go back to working on wobblers. I'd gotten another book, and he went through a little bit of the theory on how to drill the holes and the sizes of the holes for the ports. I implemented those, decided that, well, all of the engines I have built to this point were vertical engines, so I decided I was going to build a horizontal. So this is the first horizontal one that I built. When it runs, it takes off, and it runs really fast. I have a hard time slowing it down. I have a hard time keeping it in one place because of the vibration, but again, I'm pretty pleased with it. I put this one on a wood base because it has a tendency to jump around a lot. It's so light. I tried putting a piece of rubber underneath the foot, but that isn't enough to give it enough friction to hold it still. After I built that horizontal wobbler, a Facebook friend of mine said, "Have you ever thought about building a two-cylinder?" So I took the plans for that horizontal engine and just made it two of them, made it a two-cylinder on the same shaft, and it runs pretty good too. I timed the pistons 180 degrees out. They're single acting. So it is, most of the time it will self-start, but not all of the time. After I got done building this, that pretty much took care of my winter 2025. I was done with my winter projects, which are all of the engines that I've shown you. And during the summer, I still travel a lot, go to different shows, blacksmith demonstrations, and vacations. I spend a lot of time in my camper. So my summer was spent in my camper, most of it, except for some times that I did spend at home. Well, I had been working on my CAD program designing a horizontal mill engine, spool valve, and I would take this with me camping. I'd work on it in the evenings when nothing was going on, and it got fairly elaborate. And sometime around July of 2025, I started working on the cylinder. It was quite the project. There are quite a few features on the cylinder that took some time. But then as the summer and fall progressed, I just kept working on the engine a bit at a time. I only work on my shop an hour at a time. Sometimes I go twice a day, but most of the time it's just once a day. My shop is in the basement. We're in the cold north, so I don't have a heated outdoor shop, so putting the machine tools outside or out in my shop was not a good idea. So I have small tools. They found a place in the basement, so I will go downstairs an hour or so a day and make chips. This engine was, like I said, finished, worked on most of the summer and fall. Then long about October, I had more time to work on it. So I got everything finished and did final assembly on it on Thanksgiving Day. The family wasn't getting together until Friday due to the work schedules. So Thanksgiving Day I put final assembly on this, and then spent the next probably week, maybe 2 weeks, fine-tuning, adjusting, and getting it to run. And I'm pretty pleased with where I've gone in basically the last year, from that first little wobbler to this now. And we'll see what continues. Well, I haven't quit working on engines. I designed one probably while I was finishing up that mill engine. I was working on the next one on in the CAD program, and I finally got that figured out. Thought I had everything figured out the way I wanted it, and started working on that sometime around Christmas. I've been working on it ever since, and my next video, should I decide to do one, is I'm going to go through what I have accomplished so far on that engine, and then maybe take you through the build. I don't know if I'm going to show any machine work, because As I've mentioned before, I'm not a machinist. I would hate to see anybody look at the way I do things and decide that that's the way they should do it, because I know I'm making all kinds of mistakes, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the hobby, and I'm probably going to stick with it as long as I'm able.